Masked Man Show. Masked Man Show. Masked Man Show. Masked Man Show.
All right, and joining us today on the Masked Man Show is, like I said, with our previous guest, but now I think we can actually say friend of the show. You know what I mean? Like, we've done the song and dance for a long time.
So many
the
times.
Legend. You know what I mean?
The living legend. Living legend.
Yeah, you got to say the word. The living legend. One of the greatest of all time. The one and only Charlotte Flair. What's up, Charlotte?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Again, it's always good catching up with you. You're always a good talk because, like, you're so always in your prime, but you have like this reverence for like everything women's wrestling and just wrestling in general. So just being able to shoot the breeze with you is always fun. So you had this Rivals coming out with Becky Lynch, and that is something that really set the table for a lot of your career and your friendship, your not friendship, the four horsewomen of it all. Give me the gist of what we can expect from this.
Gist.
What we're seeing.
Yeah.
And then I just love to just follow up on where you guys are at now.
Oh, this is about to be so long-winded.
Yeah, let's get long-winded. We always do.
Oh my gosh. So it's funny because we did the sit-down interviews for this episode. Like 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know for me personally, I was out on injury. I was super depressed. I was missing WrestleMania 40. I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel. So I have no idea what they took from these interviews. I just know I was like super emotional. Second, you have our rivalry coming out, but you also have like my dad and Macho Man's, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my dad's 78. Macho Man is not with us. And iconic story or rivalry. And I'm looking at Becky and I going, well, this isn't over.
Yeah.
To me. So it's like, this story happened 5 years ago. My dad and Macho Man happened how many years ago? So it's great that like new fans or even, fans who've been fans for a while get to kind of like, oh yeah, Evolution was baller. Oh yeah, TLC with Becky, Asuka, and Charlotte, top notch. Like they get to see, how it started, how it ended again, and kind of go back if they've not that they've forgotten, but it just hasn't been on their top of mind awareness. But by no means do I think like this is a pin in the story. And yes, it was a pivotal moment in the business. It meant a lot to both of our careers, but what it meant to the both of our careers was very different. This was the rise of the man. For me, this was like, what am I doing? Deer in headlights, the bad guys getting cheered and the good guys getting booed. I look back on it and it was some of my least favorite work in terms of not having confidence. But once I got to once I got to Survivor Series, and there was that switch, was like, wait, why do I care that they're booing? But I had to go 3 months of like, they don't like me. I have never learned more from a story than I did with Bex in that like time period. So it was great. I wouldn't be the performer I am today if I hadn't have learned all of those lessons and what it means and the fans reacting. So what it means to our careers professionally is very different. But I think for women's wrestling, that rivalry going into WrestleMania 35 being the main event is unparalleled. And this. So sorry, very loaded answer, but
no. I don't think
really
it's loaded
how
at
I
all.
feel.
Well,
I don't think it's loaded at all, man. Like, because I remember that SummerSlam where Becky turns on you and the place goes nuts, right? And like, I could kind of see, you know what I mean? Like, you guys were entering sort of uncharted territory as far as women's wrestling is concerned, because like you said, the good guy was getting cheered, the good guy was getting booed, the bad guy was getting cheered. We were kind of having that, and I don't want to be like blasphemous when we say it, this sort of like Austin 316 moment just on the women's side, even down to like, her busting her nose
she
and
got
everybody
hit.
having that crazy moment. So I just want to double back on that a little bit, man, because you're front row. You are the champion. You are the person who is like the franchise for not just women, but like most of what's going on, because you're about to main event WrestleMania. You said there was a lot of confidence issues. Like, talk to me about that. Like, what did you kind of see being like that first person through the door to kind of feel that?
It's not confidence in what Bex did. It was more confidence of like, I didn't know at that time in my career, I did not know that you stay true to who the character is. So for me, when I look back, I'm like, well, they don't like me. They think that, I haven't earned anything, and everything that she's saying about my character, they believe it because I am Ric Flair's daughter, and she, all these things. And instead of like being like, no, this isn't true, like, dude, be the franchise, be the whatever time champion, be all those things that she's saying, where I was like me. And that is unlikable.
Yeah.
And then like changing your work to where like, yes, she was having that moment, but had I understood psychology at that time, I felt like it would have been very much different. Like, for me at least, not for Bex, but like for me, had I been like, yeah, I'm the franchise player, so what? Well, you want to cry about it? But I didn't. Instead, I was like, I'm not the franchise player. How dare you say that? And I wasn't like smart enough to know. I just didn't understand wrestling psychology enough, or where I was. Like, she ate me alive. And I was getting eaten alive until not necessarily promo, but when I had the match with Ronda where I was the replacement, and then how I wrestled Ronda is how I should have presented myself the entire feud for Charlotte's standpoint. Because like someone looked at me one day and was like, we're denting a Ferrari. And I was like, huh? And they were like, you're a badass. Be a badass.
Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to like, but again, like, you need these things to happen in your career. So when like, how to adjust, like I should have looked at it as like, dude, they're reacting.
Yeah.
Like whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, they're reacting.
Well,
so
yes.
It's such a it was like, for Becky, it was like, I'm on top of the world. For me, it was like, oh man, I'm taking these notes with me forever. Like,
Yes.
So like,
I think that one of many reasons why people are so intrigued by this feud between you and Becky Lynch is that there's sort of a live wire aspect to it, and there's a real life aspect to it, right? Like, people even in real time can see you're being affected by the crowd's response, right? And of course, you have to think of, we were talking before you came on about the belt swap, the belt exchange moment between you two, where it apparently, Becky's talked about this. I don't know if you talked about this, but it didn't go quite according to plan, where the belt you were handing her ended up on the ground. And I think that there are people who are watching that who are really interested in the storyline, but even more interested in like, what's going on between these two human beings that would lead to this moment.
We just didn't see eye to eye. We really didn't. Like, she wants to be the best, I want to be the best, and I wish I could look at both of you and say that I had big enough balls to just drop the title. I really wish I could have been like, yep, I dropped it on purpose.
Right.
No, it was a cat and mouse gone really wrong. Now, if you look at the big picture of it, it ended up great for her. But that whole week, I was like dead silent, because I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? Like, what the heck? But it made for good TV.
It did.
It made for good TV. But no, we did not see eye to eye on how that segment. Like, would you ever like? Would you
You
ever
fooled a
see?
lot of
Would
us.
you ever see Brock Lesnar just hand the title over to Roman? Here you go.
Nah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't. That's an absolute fact. Yeah, absolutely.
Would you see Roman Reigns just here you go, Seth?
Yeah. Good point.
And every time it's been done,
No,
it's
but
been
name
like
heated. Name heated. What? Stone Cold. Here you go, Brett.
Yeah.
right.
No. So as the bad guy and her being the good guy, here you go, Becky.
Yeah.
So it was cat and mouse gone bad. Like it just went really bad and then really bad and then really bad.
Yeah.
And then it made for
I can
great
see
TV. And then like hands down that Survivor Series match, mwah, epic.
Yeah.
I want to do it again. I want to do it again. She makes me better, and I think because I don't want to speak for her, but I make her better because we both want to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
You're always more open about, you know, what you go through in the moment, I think, than some of the people we talk to. Do you ever get the vibe when you're in one of your, if you're ever at a low moment these days that you're just like, dang, it's always worked out for me in the past? You know, like all these bad moments always end up becoming good moments in my memory, you know, like whatever.
Well,
you
no,
have
but
that
I look at last year, right? And
with Tiffany?
With Tiffany, and I look at that promo that I was really trying to like after I won the Rumble and I had the yellow outfit on. And I really was like, y'all, like I was really having a hard time. Mm-hmm. And then like I heard the fans boo and I was able to be like, you know what? Whether you like me, love me, blah, 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 I'm still the greatest to ever do it. And I felt it. And if you go back and watch the promo, like minus the noise, you could really feel that like I believed everything I said. Everything that happened last year got me to where I am this year. And I am thankful for the good, the bad, the ugly leading up to 41. And whatever did or didn't happen got me here today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't change anything.
And I'd like to say, man, today you look like you're wrestling with more happiness. You know what I mean? Like you and Alexa bring a sort of happiness out of each other. Like I think fans have sort of become a lot more just I don't know. Like they've been y'all got a better relationship.
Well,
now
I just think the fans were just so conditioned to thinking like I could be wrong, but like I am not Charlotte Flair. And I think that's a testament to how well I played Charlotte. And being the punching bag for whether it was this story or this story or this story. But that was my job. I did my job very well. But it came to a point where like, this isn't, no, like this doesn't feel like right. Something has to give. And you know what? I just laid it all out there because like, I love my job so much. I love what I do. Yeah. And I want to go back bad one day. I don't know when, but like when I do, it's just going to be just as much fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Get your heel turn catchphrase in your back pocket. So when it happens, you'll just be right on top of it.
Yeah. So I learned from everything. I think you have to learn to grow.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. You know, I was looking through your Wikipedia page, as a good journalist always does, before an interview, and I got to one I forgot. I forgot.
I don't know if my Wikipedia page is any good.
I don't think so either.
All I can say is this: that you were in the January 2016 issue of Muscle and Fitness, ranking. You were the 29th out of 50 in fittest women athletes of the year. You were also in the ESPN Body issue around that time too. This was at a moment in time where WWE would do whatever, would just, you know, jump out of a moving car to get a mainstream magazine to publish one of their wrestlers. Now we're in a whole different world where you guys could probably just take over the whole year of Muscle and Fitness programming. But it is a good measuring stick because at that time you were something of like, I think I called you the female Brock Lesnar early at the time. It was just like the physical capability is so far off the charts here that it's like there's no way to measure this. Now, I remember talking to you like the first time you were feuding with Rhea Ripley, and it seems like you have this like psychological kinship with the real strong, fit women. right? That there's like some connection there. And now we just talked to Sol Rucka. We interviewed her and I'm thinking of like your matches with Kiana James. Like, is it just me as a fan imagining this stuff? Or do you feel like the women who are like on the muscle and fitness level and you have a special bond?
I don't want to, okay. Because I don't want to say that I don't have a special bond with women who didn't play sports.
Yeah.
But like when you have that background and you've played sports and you just, I don't know, just let's game. I don't know, game versus. It's just
game recognized.
It's kind
game
of like
there you go.
Like if you come from a sports background, it's just like
it's a language that you speak that you don't have to really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't want to take away from anyone that hasn't, but it's like it feels just a little different.
You know, I feel like what he was trying to get at is that like we usually call things the Randy Orton test, where like when new people come in to WWE and we compare them size-wise to Randy Orton and be like, okay, like he's kind of the measuring stick of how like you want your wrestlers to look.
Yeah, you won't know what someone's going to look like until you see them next to Randy Orton.
Right? Exactly.
You can't get a vibe.
It's always a good measure if somebody's like small, tall, whatever, and you've kind of become that since you've started in WWE. It's like former
but
athletes,
I take it very serious, maybe too serious.
Yeah.
We see it. No, it's evident. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you take
over there.
Actually. You take a lot of pride in being an athlete and bringing and showing that this is an athletic exhibition. Like this is entertaining and all, but like real athletes do this. And I think the muscle and fitness, the ESPNs of all that sort of stuff really plays into that for you. Just talk to me a little bit more just about how that athlete relationship that I think a lot of what is built on WWE's new recruitment system now, attracts you to sort of these new wrestlers that come in.
Yeah, no, I think for me, that's what's been the longevity of my career is because I do approach it like it's a sport. You have to train for your sport. WrestleMania has always been my Olympics. So I very much, equate how I approach the in-ring to like how you would prepare for a tournament. It's just constantly training. And then another aspect is, my Uncle Arn told me very early on that you have to have one of three things. The body, the charisma, or a worker. And I've always tried to be all three. I don't think I've been all three at one time, but like maybe I was the talker that night, maybe I was the body that night, maybe I was the wrestler that night, but like I'm so competitive that I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, Uncle Arn. I'm going to be all three. You know what I mean?
Correct me if I'm wrong. It almost feels like the fact that you were so successful right out of the gate has done a weird thing with your career arc, where it's like it's not like you only have downward to go from there, but it's almost like you got to keep sort of defending the crown even when you're not the title. Does that make any sense?
No, for me, what I think has been and it's not necessarily a negative, but I do like, I'm like, is because I started out on top, out of the gate. I think people think I've been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys, Becky and I started at the same. All these men were way before me.
Yeah.
Like I started out on top and the man was what, 4 years into my career?
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
So I'd already been on top. So I'm like, you guys are treating me like I'm like Moolah.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like that, but I'm serious.
It's like, always like what else is there left to accomplish with you? And I've seen you answer the question a million times.
I mean this like respectfully, but like we do not say that to the men.
We don't.
And like because I started out the gate, it's like, well, I want to go for 15. Like, like a lot of people are like, oh, you're pretty much the Randy of the. I'm like, y'all, Randy's been here like 12 years longer than me. What do you like? Drew's been like what.
But you understand your place, though. I mean, like you specifically represent like a specific like bookmark in like the wrestling storybook. Like the day you and Becky and Sasha walks out with Stephanie, like that is like it's rare that in wrestling, like it's like okay, here's chapter 1 of the book. You know what I mean? And like you were right there. So I think to the average thinker or watcher, it seems a lot longer than it is, but there definitely is a before Charlotte and the Horsewoman and an after Charlotte and the Horsewoman that makes it seem like it was such a long time ago.
Yep. Yeah. But I think I'm doing my best character work right now, though. I'm very excited to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah. You and Alexa bring a real fun kinship out of each other. You know what I mean? And I don't think we see a lot of that on wrestling TV. It's always like, when's the other person's gonna turn on the other one?
Well, what I think this is such a testament to Blister, but we are like individual superstars. She doesn't need me, and I don't need her. Like that, and like neither one of us shadows the other. Where you're like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's always comes a period. I feel like when you see, people that get put together or groups or meant like. This is like just two badass women that are like really good friends. And they're really different, but they make magic together because we really are different. Like she's into Disney, and I want to be an Olympic gold medalist. Like it's just different.
I gotta ask because people watching this on video want to know. There is a mannequin behind you. Is that with the Divas Championship belt and a gold? That's not WrestleMania 34, is it? What is that?
WrestleMania 34.
Oh, that's right. I never get those things right. It makes me wonder what I always wonder when you roll out to the ring on like a random episode of SmackDown in a robe I don't think I've ever seen before. What is the robe budget? Just loosely. You must spend I know that your dad was a legend for how much money he just like, would drop on ring gear or whatever, but like you got to be spending more than everybody else, right?
You don't get a Flair discount on robes at this point? Like
at the robe warehouse? Yeah. Charlotte's got a reaction here.
Yes.
No, my WrestleMania robe last year was just, I think it almost like 15 grand by the time it was done. Because I kept revisioning. But wait, every single one is not that price.
Okay.
But they are like a couple thousands of dollars. They vary.
Wow.
They vary.
Wow.
But a lot of it too is like you got to ship it to this person, to that person, because one person stones it, one person does the feathers. It's just like because I really wanted to come back different from knee injury. Like I did this whole pitch where I wanted to come back with dark hair and the black robe and be the dark evil queen, and that just obviously did not happen. But because I was like, when you think of the name Flair, it's synonymous with blonde. So how could I come back? So who's to say I won't do that later, like down the road? But I really tried to change the robe so you just didn't get classic Charlotte. And I feel like they're a little different, but a lot of that was like trial and error. Like I'd have a robe made, and then it was like, oh, like I have one that was made for me last year that I actually put online, and I was like, hey guys, should I make this different? Where like this woman who stones my gear that lives in New York, she's gonna try to like switch it up a little bit because it's too classic Charlotte, where I've really tried to be into rainbows and butterflies. So I do put a lot of effort in all of that stuff. I really do, because my dad always like dress for the part you want. So I never want to let I feel good when I like look good.
And it looks great. The robes is killing. And it's always great talking to you, Charlotte. Every time we get to catch up, it's always a good time, man. A&E Rivals, WWE Rivals on A&E drops this weekend. Charlotte and Becky, Macho Man and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Charlotte, thanks for being on the Masked Man Show, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.